Hello and welcome to the channel. If you have been following my channel, you might have noticed that I'm a big fan of Mistral models. The reason is their quality is very high. That is why when I stumbled upon this AWS's model MegaBeam Mistral 7 billion with such a long context, I was pleasantly surprised. And that is why in this video, we are going to install this model and then we will play around with it on some of the long context prompts. Context in terms of AI model mean that you are referring to the surrounding information or environment that helps the model understand the meaning of a piece of text, image or other input data. It's a relevant background information that influences the model's predictions or decisions. Long context specifically refers to a large amount of surrounding information, such as a longer text passage or a sequence of images that provide more comprehensive background knowledge for the model to make accurate predictions or decisions. Think of it like reading a book. A short context would be a single sentence, while a long context would be the entire chapter or even the whole book. And that is primarily the whole context or the whole um, thing behind all of these transformer models, where they work on self-attention mechanism, which means that they just tend to instead of just going through word by word or sequence of the input, they just encompass a large amount of text at one time, and then from there they try to decipher or understand the relationship of different components of text with each other. And the longer and the more volume of text they can encompass at one point in time, the longer context they would have. So this model looks really cool to me. And if we go into the nitty gritty of this particular model, MegaBeam Mistral 7 billion is a large context LLM that supports around 524,288 tokens in its context. Can you believe that? It's huge. MegaBeam Mistral 7 billion 512K was trained on Mistral 7 billion instruct, and it can be deployed using various platforms. Like we'll be doing a context version LM Studio, but you can deploy it in AWS's machine learning service, the managed service Amazon SageMaker, or you can even run it with VLLM. AWS has also evaluated MegaBeam's Mistral 7 billion on three long context benchmarks. For each benchmark, they deployed the MegaBeam model with VLLM on an EC2 instance, which is a virtual machine in AWS Cloud, and obtained LLM responses through the OpenAI's API provided by the VLLM. Also, they checked it on various benchmarks that they also did pressure testing, and this model performed quite well on various benchmarks. For example, they tested it out on ruler benchmark, and this benchmark evaluates long context language models across four task categories, which include retrieval, multi-hop tracing, aggregation, and question answering, with a total of 13 tasks. Ruler goes beyond simple in context recall by introducing more complex long context scenarios. And in this benchmark, the average score of this model was 88.70 across different context lengths, which you can also read through on their paper, which they have given a lot of benchmarking information. Similarly, the performance was great on Infinity Bench and then various other stuff. Now, let's try to get this thing installed and then we will play around with it. Also, I would like to give a huge shout out to Massed Compute for sponsoring the VM and GPU for this video. If you are looking to rent a GPU on good prices, I'm going to drop the link to their website, which is this in video's description, and you can check it out. And you will also find a coupon code of 50% discount on range of GPUs. Really good performance, and I would highly suggest them. Okay, so the tool which I'm going to use for this purpose is called as LM Studio. And if you don't know what LM Studio is, I already have done heaps of videos on LM Studio, so please do check them out. Okay, let me fit it on the screen. Hopefully you can see it. Launch LM Studio, just type MegaBeam Mistral 7 billion 512, press enter, and you will see some of the people have already done the quantization. I have just gone with the first one from Bar to Whiskey, and you see that I'm just going with Q8. And I already have downloaded the model for the purpose of speeding it up. Size is just under 8 gig. And let me load the model. So just select it from here, and I already have selected the preset as Mistral Instruct, and I have offloaded all the layers to GPU. Now let's try to test this model out on some of the long context prompts. First up, I am asking it, tell me a story about a character who goes on a journey to discover a hidden treasure. The journey takes them through a dense forest, across a scorching desert, and over a treacherous mountain range. Let me press enter and let's see what model does here. Let's wait for it to come back. Interestingly enough, took bit of a time to start, but now it is just rapid firing. You see, okay, it already did. Amazing. Okay, let's go up and see what it did. So this is a story. Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, there lived a young adventurer named Elias. He was known throughout the kingdom for insatiable curiosity and yielding spirit of adventure. So looks really cool. The story seems coherent, very well written. Vocabulary is also quite good. And then it is talking about the final leg and all that stuff. Looks good to me. And then it has also ended it pretty well. So it hasn't really hallucinated, and there is no break in the story. So far so good. Now let's see how it does in conversational prompting in long context. So in this one, I'm asking it to act as a maybe career counselor or something. I have been feeling stuck in my career and want to make a change. Can you help me explore new options and create a plan to achieve my goal? Let's try it out. There you go. So let's wait for it. So it has given me some suggestions, as you can see. And sorry, so let me scroll down. This is the one. And it says that, of course, I understand you are looking to make a change. And then it is talking about what sort of change that could be. And then it is, so you see, it says we can discuss your skills and strengths. Amazing. So it is asking me more information, which is quite good. And then it is just saying that what you enjoy most about your current job. So let's see. I enjoy just chilling out, because it says, let's wait for it to print it. And model has printed out a long harangue on what I said there. I think I will stop teasing the model. There are a lot of text it has published. Okay, so let's clear the screen and let's try to ask another one. Next up, I'm asking it to write a complete non-fiction book on happiness. Let's see what it does. There you go. So it has started the chapters. Let's wait for it. So instead of writing the complete book, what it has done, it has just given us the synopsis of the chapter. So let's ask it, can you expand on all chapters and write them in detail? Let's see. There you go. So it has started writing in detail. There you go. So looks quite good. Hopefully my GPU will be able to sustain it. So there you go. So it has written sort of a full book for me. It has expanded on all the chapters. Look at the number of amazing stuff. And it is all coherent, nothing breakage I have observed. So it looks quite good. And remember, this is a quantized version. So some performance degradation is expected. So just imagine what the full model would look like. So really good stuff. Like, they have combined the Mistral's quality with longish context. Play around with it. Let me know what do you think. If you like the content, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you're already subscribed, please share it among your network as it helps. Thanks for watching.